What's up, friends? It's Mike here at Guitar Tricks. In this video, I want to talk a little bit about some common pickup types. On most guitars, you're going to find either two types of pickups in them, either a single coil type pickup or a humbucker type pickup. The guitar I'm using today has a combination of both of those, so I'm going to go over just the basic hallmarks of what to expect with these type of pickups. Now, by no means is this the final list of types of pickups. There are lots of different types of pickups that you'll find on electric guitars. In addition to just single coil and humbuckers, you've got active pickups, P90s, Filtertrons, but by far the most common are the single coil and the humbucker. So the single coil pickup is the skinny one with the row of pull pieces that are below each string. Okay, so these pickups were developed first when the electric guitar was first built, and they have a hallmark of sounding very clear, bright, with lots of note definition. Okay, but one of the biggest drawbacks of this pickup is that it could have some 60 cycle hum, or they're noisy pickups depending on what kind of environment you're playing them in. So enter the next style of pickup that was developed, which is called the humbucker. Okay, and you can identify this basically with the two single coils stacked together like this. Okay, and they were wired in such a way to eliminate that noise problem that was happening with the single coils. So now this is a noise-free pickup, but it definitely has a distinct, different sound from the single coil. This pickup has more girth to it. It's a little heavier, a little darker, and a little more high output. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the different sounds based on your guitar. Okay, what really affects the sounds of the pickup is also the position they're in. Okay, so we've got a bridge position here with the pickup right next to the bridge. We also have a middle position and a neck position. And just an overall sound is the strings tend to sound a little more bright and trebly closer to the bridge. And as you move towards the neck, some low end comes into the sound and it gets a little warmer and rounder. Okay? So I'm going to go through some sounds here on my guitar, and just know that on a lot of modern guitars, what you have now with humbuckers is the ability to coil split or coil tap a humbucker. And what that means is that you can make it approximate the sound of a single coil by just flipping a switch. Okay, so you'll find an extra switch on your guitar body. Most of the time, though, it's on the volume pot or tone pot of your guitar. There's a little push-pull thing. So if I pull this one up, it makes this one into a coil-tapped pickup, which sounds a little closer to a single coil. Let's check it out with a clean sound. So you can hear that that's that bright, clear sound with great note definition. As I go to the neck pickup, there's definitely a lot more low end, and it's a little rounder and a little warmer. As you can imagine, the middle pickup is somewhere in between the two. But what you'll find on a Strat style guitar is that there are 2 and 4th positions on the 5-way switch that combine 2 pickups together, and you get a little bit of a quackier type sound. Okay? This one has a little more low end to it, but you can kind of hear this phasey, quacky kind of sound that a lot of guitar players like to use in a lot of different types of styles. All right, one more sound I want to listen for is the bridge pickup, the full humbucker sound on a clean sound. Okay, so it sounds a lot different. It's a dramatic difference between that and... Okay, it's definitely a little bit louder. It's a little darker, it's got a lot more girth to it, but I feel like I'm losing a little bit of that string definition. It's not quite as focused and bright, okay? So if it were me on a clean sound, I would try to experiment with single coils in either the bridge position or the neck position, just to get some note definition when you're playing more of a clean part. Certainly in something like playing like jazz, for example, you always want to be on the neck pickup, and you want to roll down your tone a little bit just to give it a little more of that jazzy sort of warm round sound. Okay. Now let's hear what these pickups sound like with more of a crunch sound. So I've got a light crunch sound going, and I've switched to the humbucker in the bridge position. Okay, so you can hear that that's a lot thicker, heavier compared to the single coil in the bridge. So there's just a little more clarity and top end that's poking out on the attack of the split pickup here. But both of these sound pretty good to me. Depending on what you're playing and what style you're playing, either of these can work. Let's hear the neck pickup. Okay, so a little warmer, a little rounder, but still sounds good with that medium gain sound. Now I'm going to kick it up into a high gain sound, and let's listen to the humbucker in the bridge. So this is where heavy rock, harder rock, and heavy metal lives, is with humbucker pickups, usually in the bridge position. You can also use them in the neck position with a higher gain sound. But to get the tightest, most powerful and clear sound with an amp that's just revved up with high gain, a humbucker in the bridge position is what you're going to go for. That's not to say that the single coil sounds don't sound okay with this. They tend to get a little bit noisier because you've got a lot more gain on the sound. Okay, so they're just a little bit different tones, but for sort of more of a rock sound, you're going to want to have that on the humbucker pickup. What's also cool is to use your switch in your different pickup positions as a expressive tool, especially when you're soloing, to give some different sounds when you're soloing. For example, I could be up here doing a lick, and then flip to the neck pickup and get a totally different sound in there just to build a dynamic arc in your soloing. All right, so I hope you've enjoyed some of these sounds, experimenting with pickup placement, as well as the two most common types of pickups, single coil and humbucker. Hope this helps, and we'll see you on the next one.